On October 1st, the United States, Canada, and Mexico agreed to a new deal to replace NAFTA, which stands for New North America Trade Deal. The new deal will be called the United States-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement. The new deal will open dairy markets for U.S. farmers and require that 75% of a vehicle's parts be made in North America in order to avoid car tariffs. The new deal will also address violations for pirated movies. The deal will run for 16 years with an option to continue the deal. The countries will meet every 6 years to decide on whether to keep the deal going.
On September 29th, North Korea stated they will not denuclearize until there was more trust building between it and the United States. President Donald Trump responded at the rally to say that the U.S. and North Korea have a good relationship, but there would be no negotiations if North Korea did not agree to denuclearization. On the same day, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said he will talk to Kim Jong-un about a second summit meeting. North Korea and South Korea are still technically at war. Neither country signed a peace treaty after the Korean War. And North Korea has said it wants a formal treaty. South Korea's President Moon Jae-in told America to end the war so North Korea could be encouraged to denuclearize themselves.
On September 29, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake hit Indonesia and a tsunami followed. Reports estimated 14,000 died, but that number may increase as rescuers discover more bodies. Buildings, roads, and pipelines were destroyed by an earthquake, which caused soil liquefaction. Soil liquefaction happens when water-saturated loose soil begins to shake and act like a liquid. It can turn the ground into quicksand, pulling people, cars, and buildings down. It also loosens ground under buildings and bridges, leading to collapses. Many places in the world have liquefaction spots, including Los Angeles and San Francisco.
On Monday, October 1st, the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to cancer immunotherapy researchers James P. Allison from America and Tsuki Hanjo from Japan. Both worked on the research regarding cancer. Treatment and their work led to a drug class called checkpoint inhibitors. Checkpoints are molecules carried by T cells, which are a type of white blood cells. Cancer cells have the ability to latch onto checkpoints, paralyzing T cells, which prevent them from fighting the cancer cells. Checkpoints inhibitors haven't been perfected and are dangerous to use because they can come with severe side effects such as inflammation of the lungs, intestines, and the heart. But the development of the checkpoint inhibitors may help researchers find a way to cure cancer.
October 4th, in Flores County, Carolina, a standoff between 7 officers and 1 gunman occurred. Frederick Hopkins, a 74-year-old lawyer, held his children hostage in his house. The standoff went on for 2 hours, and one of the officers was killed in action. Hopkins was taken to a hospital for head injuries. 52-year-old Terrence Carraway was the officer who was killed after he was shot multiple times. The children being held hostage were saved by the officers and did not have any injuries.
On September 21st, Apple released a new set of iPhones. Now, owners of the iPhone X are saying that the iPhone is making their selfies look too good. The controversy is being called Beautygate. Users are saying that iPhone's front camera makes their faces look smoother as if it was edited by a beauty app. In comparisons, pictures taken with the other new iPhones look more natural. Users are looking for a way to change the settings on their iPhone XS phones in order to take more natural-looking photographs.
On October 1st, the U.S. Justice Department sued California over net neutrality laws that were signed into effect by Governor Jerry Brown. Net neutrality keeps internet providers from preferring one website over others. A federal law regarding net neutrality was eliminated late last year, but states and supporters are working hard to bring them back. Supporters of net neutrality says it keeps the internet fair because providers can't slow down the sites in order to boost traffic to others. Without net neutrality, your internet service provider or mobile service provider can block certain sites. The Justice Department is suing because it says that a state law for net neutrality makes no sense as internet provider services work across state lines and laws will be different from state to state.
On Wednesday, October 3rd, many Americans received an alert on their phones from the National Presidential Alert System. The alert will be used for emergency situations. Antoine Johnson from Federal Emergency Management Agency said people should take any emergency message seriously. Alert may happen in case of an incoming tsunami or missile attack. Since 2012, government agencies have issued more than 40,000 alerts. The alerts will only happen in specific regions, and the alert sent on October 3rd was only a test.
The Turing test, named after Alan Turing, a pioneering computer scientist, was used on humans to see how people would distinguish themselves from computers. The Turing test was created to prove that a robot or computer was indeed a robot by having the robot answer questions. A human would then determine based on only the answers whether the answers were artificial or coming from another living human being. For decades, no robot was able to fool a human into believing they were talking to another human. But researchers and computer scientists are getting closer and closer to creating full-fledged artificial intelligences. Two researchers from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's Department of Brain and Cognitive Sciences and the University of Pennsylvania decided to use the test on humans. 1,089 participants were asked to give a one-word response that would determine they were human. Love came in at 14%, the most of all responses. Others' answers were based on emotions, religion, or compassion. But another answer surprised the researchers. That was the word poop. When the second group of 2,405 participants were tasked with choosing from the given answers to find out who was human, the number of answer was the word poop. In the end, the researchers were not all that surprised and said that the most taboo category would of course be every other word.
NBA legend and Charlotte Hornets chairman Michael Jordan gave a couple of huge donations to the victims of Hurricane Florence. The donations are worth $2 million. The six-time NBA champion went to high school in Wilmington, North Carolina, and attended the University of North Carolina, where he helped the school win a national championship. In addition to Jordan's donations, the Charlotte Hornets donated 5,000 food boxes. They also launched a platform to help encourage donations. Hurricane Florence caused 32 deaths and left more than 300,000 people without power.
Boxing champion Floyd Money Mayweather is all about the rich life. On October 2nd, the boxer flew over to Iceland with his team just to take pictures for Instagram before flying home after the photo shoot. Mayweather wanted to take pictures of the Blue Lagoon, and he explained that life is all about experiencing different things. In the pictures, he is seen posing with piles of cash, with a caption that says, "I'm on vacation. It's always gangrene." With a net worth of more than $700 million and closing in on $1 billion, it wouldn't surprise anyone if Mayweather made another spontaneous trip in the near future.
Police are warning parents to not buy their children gun-shaped phone cases that look like guns. In San Mateo County, Deputy Sheriff's Association located in California warned people against the case because it could lead others into thinking someone is carrying a weapon. California has strict gun control laws, and police officers who see the pistol grip of the phone case sticking out of their pocket may be forced to react. Earlier this year in Florida, police were called to a school where a student was reported to be carrying a weapon. The weapon was actually a cell phone case.
On September 29th on NBC's Saturday Night Live, Kanye West was a featured performing artist on the show. He performed several of his songs and ended the night with Ghost Town featuring guest artist Kid Cudi. After the performance, as the show ended, West went on to give a speech talking about Donald Trump. The show closed, but the live audience watched West continue. Comedian actor Chris Rock, who was in the audience, recorded and uploaded West's pro-Trump speech. West made controversial statements and claimed the show's producers bullied him backstage and wanted him to take off his Make America Great Again hat. West also talked about running for president in 2020. The rapper previously announced his new album, Yandhi, would drop on September 29th, but the album has been delayed. The new release date is November 23rd.
More news about the death of rapper XXXTentacion has been released. On September 27th, footage was shown in court for a bail hearing for suspect Robert Allen, who was charged with murder along with 3 other suspects. The footage shows X, whose real name is Jesse Dwayne Onfroy, visiting Rivas Motorsports in Pompano Beach, Florida. The rapper was leaving in his car when he was suddenly blocked by another vehicle. The footage shows 2 masked men moving towards Onfroy. They point guns at him and demanded the chain around Onfroy's neck. The rapper refused to cooperate and he was shot at point blank. The men fled with a Louis Vuitton bag that contained over $50,000 in cash. As the footage was shown in court, Onfroy's sister spoke about this murder and claimed that it was an inside job. She believes someone knew what time the rapper would be at the dealership.
Disney's Lilo and Stitch is a fan favorite movie from 2002. On October 3rd, the film will be joining a growing list of live-action Disney remakes that have included Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, and the upcoming Lion King. Mike Van Wees will write the screenplay, and the movie will be reproduced by Dan Lin and Jonathan Eric. The original movie told the story of a young Hawaiian girl named Lilo who meets a strange blue alien named Stitch.
Luckily, Salmanzar, professionally known by her stage name Cardi B, turned herself in after it was alleged that she ordered an attack on 2 club bartenders. The brawl occurred on August 29, 2017 in Queens, New York at an Angels Club. Cardi B's crew threw chairs and bottles at the bartender's sisters Jade and Betty G. Jade was accused of sleeping with Cardi B's husband Offset. The sisters pressed charges and hired a lawyer. Cardi B will be charged with reckless endangerment and disorderly conduct.
The wait is finally over. On October 12th, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will be released with multiplayer, zombies, and a new blackout mode. The new game will be on sale for PlayStation and Xbox One consoles. On PC, the game will run on Blizzard's Battle.net. Black Ops 4 will include 4 zombie maps at launch, including the remastered map that is included in the Season Pass. You can also expect a fresh line up of new characters like Scarlet, Shaw, Diego, and Bruno, a new story for the missions spanning various locations like ancient Rome and the Titanic. For the first time in Zombies, you can tweak the speed of the zombies and 100 other settings. The new Battle Royale mode, Blackout, will put players in a fight for survival match similar to Fortnite. The new huge map will have 13 points of interest from throughout Black Ops history, from Nuketown to Asylum. Treyarch said they were testing how many people could play simultaneously, and they were able to make it work with 80 players. Their hope is to get 100 people in the map. For traditional multiplayer fans, expect more of what you love with weapons and traditional boots and the ground gameplay. If you're into campaign modes, you might be disappointed to find out that Black Ops 4 will not have a story mode.
Gucci Gang rapper Lil Pump was on the verge of making $1 million for his Harvard Dropout tour. Lil Pump was forced to cancel his tour and miss out on $70,000 per show because of a legal issue. Earlier this year, the rapper was placed on parole for firing a handgun inside his San Fernando apartment. Lil Pump, whose real name is Gazi Garcia, violated his parole in Miami on August 29th when he was arrested for driving without a license. Police pulled him over after they noticed that the rapper was driving around in a Rolls Royce with a Mini Cooper license plate.
Yugi, the famous character from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card series, has just been announced as one of the new characters in the up-and-coming video game Jump Force. Jump Force is a fighting game that will release sometime in 2019 and will feature some of the greatest anime characters, including characters from Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto. The game by Bandai Namco appeared at this year's E3 and fans have been excited ever since. More characters will be announced and fans are waiting to see if their favorites will make the cut when it releases for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 consoles. Which characters do you think should be in the game?
Here's the song of the week where Phalanx share what we've been listening to. The song for this week is The Man I'll Miss by Stefan, which was released this year. The lyrics talk about looking back to one's old self. This song talks about people focusing too much on the future instead of enjoying the present for however long you have left of it. The lyrics also encourage us to make the most out of our youth because we can never get it back. This is for anyone who's worrying about the future. Enjoy today.
As I wondered what's out there, but growing up ain't what I thought it would be. Nah, I'm getting older. I miss the days when there was so much time left to waste. It isn't over, there's still a chance that this is the man that I'll miss, and one day I'll say, come back to me, come back to me.
Drunk driving is dangerous. On October 2nd, a man driving under the influence of alcohol drove his car on the wrong side of Highway 101. 44-year-old Luciano Rojas Medina drove his Chevrolet Silverado into oncoming traffic and collided with 3 other cars. Raimundo Navarro from Gonzales was killed in the accident, and 2 others suffered minor injuries. Medina was arrested and taken to a Natividad Medical Center. If you ever see someone driving under the influence, please have a passenger call the police or safely pull over to report it.
Are you done?
What are we asking?
Anything about anything.
This is a tribute to Juan, who lately passed away. What did he mean to you as a person?
Well, he was my cousin, and then while he was battling all the things, like, it was my inspiration to do better. Like, I played soccer with him for like 3 years.
What impact do you think he made on the rest of the people?
That life is, I don't know how to put it.
Is there anything that you can remember him by? Like, were you guys like, anything that you guys have done in the past, and like, you could remember him by a good time you guys had?
When we would go play soccer, like in Salinas and stuff, the rides we would have were just fun. It was just laughs all the time.
How has it impacted you?
That by one little thing, life could end.
What did Juan mean to you as a person?
To me, he wasn't more like, he wasn't a friend to me. He was more like a brother, and well, like, just everything that I could ever possibly done, I did it with him.
How do you think his passing has affected yourself and others?
Well, he was a great person. He like pushed everybody to do their best, and well, he tried his best to fight for what he did. But I mean, it is what it is, and a lot of people, when they found out, they just burst into tears.
Is there a specific memory that you two had that you enjoyed?
I do remember when me and him would always go to the movies, and we would always we just walk around and just do dumb things.
How was your childhood with him?
Well, my childhood, it was fun. Just like all the laughs and memories we had as kids, and then seeing him in the coffin just doesn't seem real.
What did Juan mean to you as a person?
Juan was more like an older brother that I never had. He was very encouraging for me to do, like, for me to chase my dreams. Yeah, he was like an older brother.
How do you think his passing has affected yourself and others?
I think it affected me specifically in a way because, like, it's like it feels like something's missing, like gone, and it affected most of us because we just thought he would fight through it. It's just, yeah.
Is there a specific memory that you have with him that you could always remember forever?
When we were younger, he would come, like, him and his friends, they would go into one of my friend's house and they would, like, steal his food. And when we were younger, we would tell scary stories in our house and, like, just, like, a lot of memories. But, like, that's one that will stay with me.
How do you think your childhood was with him?
My childhood with him was amazing. No word can explain. He was just a very nice person, very good personality. He was caring. There's no one else I would like to spend my childhood with but him.
All right, we're about to interview some people about anti-bullying. I'm here with Nahum. I'm about to ask him a couple questions about anti-bullying. What do you think about anti-bullying?
I think anti-bullying is a good thing.
Do you support anti-bullying?
Yeah, I support anti-bullying because it could help out other people that are getting bullied, like their daily lives or something like that.
If you saw someone being bullied, what would you do?
I'd make fun of the bully.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Nahum. I'm here with Julius. I'm about to ask him a couple questions about anti-bullying. What do you think about anti-bullying?
I think anti-bullying is good and that could make people stop bullying other people.
What do you think? Do you support anti-bullying?
I do.
If you saw someone being bullied, what would you do?
I would stand up.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about anti-bullying?
Well, I really don't have nothing to think about it. I just have a perspective on it. I feel that anti-bullying is a great program and we should all support it because kids out there are being bullied every day and we should support them in their struggle.
Do you support anti-bullying and why?
I support it because it's a good cause. I mean, I'd rather support anti-bullying than gang members or something. I mean, if it's doing good for our community, we should support everything that does good.
Very true. If you saw someone being bullied, what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't use physical force. I'd use all the law and justice of this great country. I'd go seek help from somebody to go step in if the kid is being bullied.
All right, thank you. That's it. Thank you. I'm here with Mr. Engelhorn. What are your thoughts about anti-bullying?
Well, I kind of grew up in the dark days before there was any anti-bullying, and I remember seeing kids do things that would be considered crimes, if they did them nowadays. So I think that the anti-bullying movement has had a really good effect, especially in public schools. And so whatever people are doing to keep that in place, I think they should definitely keep doing it.
Wow. Do you support anti-bullying?
Yes, I do. I mean, we're all stuck here together, so you have to have some policies in place that help people, be better citizens,
If you saw someone being bullied, what would you do?
Well, I regularly have had, on a yearly basis, I've had kids come up and say, Mr. Engelhorn, thank you for Mr. Pernsley and Mr. Malgom for putting a stop to this because I've been being bullied by these people since we were in La Gloria together. And I think sometimes when kids are in school together all these years in a small town, they just fall into these patterns of behavior and they need to be broken. They need to be changed. The patterns need to be changed, I think.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Engelhorn. All right.
I don't want friends, I want Audis. I don't want cars, I want Rarries. I don't want friends, I want Audis. I don't want cars, I want Audis.
Okay, some months have 31 days, others have 30. But how many have 28 days?
1
February.
No, you guys didn't. It's every month. Every month has 28 days. All right, hold up.
You got me.
If YES spells yes, what does EYES spell?
Eyes.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Hold on. If you have a bowl with 6 apples and you take away 4, how many apples do you have?
4.
We have a bowl with 6 apples and you take away 4. 2.
He got it right. Because you get 4 apples. All right, let's see. Are you recording? Okay. How many stars are on the American flag?
50.
Yep. Who's on the $5 bill?
Abraham Lincoln.
All right, woke. Let's see. Which state has the largest population? LA, Chicago, or Miami?
Those are states.
Alright, sure. Let's see. Some months have 31 days, others have 30 days. But how many have 28 days?
None of them. Wait, no. The days are days.
Every month has 28 days. Yeah, for sure. That's good. I get. Sure. All right, so I'm here with Mr. Bryce Dallas. So now you some questions?
Oh, no, what time you get up?
What?
Alright, go.
All right, some months have 31 days, others have 30 days. But how many have 28 days?
Wait, what was the answer you told me?
Oh my god.
You just said 28 days. What?
28 days, okay, from top.
But what's that?
28 days.
You
That's
said
the
how
answer.
many have 28 days?
Oh, all them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go from top. He's Bryce, does what he wants. Some months have 31 days, others have 30 days. But how many have 28 days?
That's a tough one, but I think don't all of them have 28 days?
Yeah. That's right. All right. If you have a bowl with 6 apples and you take away 4, how many apples do you have left?
Wait, hold up. Say that again. I was paying attention.
If you have a bowl with 6 apples and you take away 4, how many do you have?
You got 2.
Smart man.
You got 2, man.
He's smart.
I know that, man.
Let's see. What's the national capital of the United States?
Washington, D.C.
All right, let's get my boy right here. My dad. All right. Some months have 31 days, others have 30 days. But how many months have 28 days?
1.
Try. Hey, let's see. If you have a bowl with 6 apples and you take away 4, how many do you have?
2.
2. How many feet are in an inch?
How many feet are in an inch? 0.
Oh, that's right. Great. Stop.